Ducks. Today I'm going to try to persuade you of the multiple different ways you can use music outside the normal everyday use. So music dates back to prehistoric times where there have been records of bone flutes that have been dated over 40,000 years ago. And there's also been old string instruments that are long as well that also were used to play music before we were ever recording history. So music has been around for so long, and there's so much more going on with music than just listening to music for enjoyment and everyday use. There are multiple uses of music on accepted everyday uses. This would include changing our mood and enhancing our current emotions and acting as an outlet to relieve stress. I have been listening to music my whole life. Both my parents are in the music industry. I've bought multiple records, been to multiple concerts and festivals, and listened to music my whole life. And so, and then I've done a whole lot of research on different multiple ways to use music. So that's why I feel I'm comfortable to talk to you about this today. And I want everyone here to experiment with at least one new way to use music rather than just listening to it like they do on an everyday basis after they listen to what I'm saying today. Music stimulates our brain's auditory cortex, cerebellum, and the limbic system. So just by listening to sound, your brain is firing on so many different levels without you even knowing it, just there. And so, plants, we can use music for both plants growth, our body and our mind growth, as well as a successful study tool. And on that, plants being able to grow due to an invisible force is absolutely insane. Something that we can't see, but yet these plants are still being able to grow and affect from it. A woman in 1973 named Dorothy Redelbach published a small book called The Sound of Music and Plants. And in this book, she performed an experiment where she had 3 different rooms and had a plant in each room. And with one plant, she just played a single tone at a constant pace. She played music to one plant, and she didn't do anything to the other plant as a control. The plant which she played the constant tone to died. The plant which she played music to survived and thrived better and actually grew more than the control did. And so people have also thought of this with humans and tried to affect their babies or their children or even themselves with the Mozart effect, which is when you listen to Mozart music, it's supposed to help you stimulate your brain, which thus enhances your brain power, increasing your IQ, so they say. And so we use plants on so many different levels for both our daily basis and our food. Here in Colorado we use it for recreational purposes as well. I mean, just everyday life that we use it for. It's just something that we need to live. We have to have plants. And then, according to Dr. Leonard Hauser, the frequency of 528 hertz has the ability to heal damaged DNA in our body. And this is because Lee Lorzen was experimenting with the frequency 528 hertz, and he was able to cluster water together. And the idea with that is when the water is clustered together, it's smaller and can move through our body and our DNA and everything else in our body better, and thus has a chance for our body to heal itself and its DNA. There's been limited research due to this because of how controversial the idea of sound affecting your body that much is. But moving on from that, there's been multiple researches done on music as a study aid from multiple well-known agencies, societies, colleges, and they contribute this to the Mozart effect again, stimulating the brain, allowing us to boost our IQ, or it's allowing us to change our mood, as I said, from a daily basis. When we're in a happier mood, we're going to be more likely to want to do something, be engaged, and it's not going to be as dreary to us, wanting to sit there and study. We're not going to be upset that we're doing that. Our mood's going to be lightened by, playing the Beatles or something in the background, something kind of upbeat. And so, on that, music has been around everywhere since the beginning of time, basically, since before we've been able to record at the beginning of time. And I hope I've taught you some new ways to use music. If you ever grow plants in the future, I hope that you experiment playing music to them and seeing if you can help stimulate them and get better growth out of your plants. When you're sitting at home and have some free time or just trying to kick it, play Hertz 528, which sounds like this. So that's just the tone. So apparently this tone helps with our bodies healing itself and our DNA repair. And then mess with studying as well. I encourage you all to listen to music of multiple different kinds of genres and see how that affects you and see if that can help you benefit for not only class but later on in your life with jobs and other stuff as you go on from here. So that is